everyone, we have this lesson that is comparative. What's the meaning of comparative? For example, you have two things actually, or two people, and you want to compare them. So you can use comparative adjective. Actually, you can use adjective to describe something or describe someone. But when you want to compare two things or compare two people, you can use comparative. So now we have 3 columns. I'm going to listen to you. When you have a word that has just one syllable, you can make comparative adjective for that. For example, for the word like, you can use a noun like old, for example. We have just one vowel sound and one syllable actually. Just add ed to make comparative adjective. Old is adjective. When you add er is comparative adjective. You want to compare some things or compare people. Next we have the other adjectives that you can add, like big. For this word and this noun, if you see, because of the vowel sound and consonant sound near to each other, close to each other, so you have to add another G, another ending letter, and then add ER. Okay? The other things that you can say, like cheap. You can see we have just one vowel and you can add just ER. One syllable, ch, ch. One syllable, one vowel sound, you can say cheaper. Just add ER to make comparative adjective. 2 syllables. We have 2 syllables for this noun. These columns, I'm going to write that. And ending Y. So this one is going to remove. And instead of that, you can add I. So, for example, like busy. You can see here, busy. 2 syllables, okay? But we have ending Y. You can remove that. Instead of that, add I. And then like this, add ER. For example, the other examples, noisy. Noisy is adjective. When you want to make comparative adjective to compare things, you can say, you can remove. Actually, you need to remove and put I instead of that, and you add ER like this to make comparative adjective. For 2 or more than 2 adjectives, you have, for example, 2 vowel sounds. You have here 2 syllables, but with ending Y. Here is difference. If you have 2 syllables or 2 syllables or more than 2 syllables, for example, 3, 4, 5, 6, you can add more in front of that. More, for example, expensive. It's adjective, but more expensive is comparative adjective. You can see it's expensive. 3 syllables. So you have to add more in front of before expensive to make comparative adjective. The other examples that you can say, like dangerous. Yes, for example, dangerous. You can say dangerous. 3 syllables. Okay, you can add more. Dangerous. more dangerous to make comparative adjective. Some adjectives that are irregular, like for, is an adjective and it has just one syllable. You can't add er to make comparative adjective because it's irregular, it's not normal, so you can memorize that. When you want to make comparative adjective, you can say for there, for there, for there. Okay? And another irregular adjectives like good, it has just one syllable, but we can't add er because it's irregular. Bad. You have to memorize the comparative adjective of these words. Good, better. Bad, worse. Compare the age of me with someone else. For example, you can say, such as like this sentence, I am, or I'm, contraction, I'm older than you. So here you can see comparative adjective. After comparative adjective is necessary to add, here you can see than. You have to add than after comparative adjective when you want to compare two things or two people. For example, here I'm older than you. Finish. Or you can say you are younger than I am. It's very good grammatically, okay, if you say something like this, than I am. So here, younger is comparative adjective. You can use than when you want to compare two ages. Here, I am. Or for example, you can say older than I. Or maybe you think something like me is true. Yes, it's true. Usually it's true, but it's normal. You can say me instead of I. So you are younger than me. Maybe someone thinks is not correct, but it's usually and often use this sentence between people to say. Okay, we can see two examples here. We want to compare two things. Here we want to compare winter and spring, two things. Okay, so you can use adjective cold. If you want to compare these, winter and spring, you can add colder, because just we have one syllable, cold. Colder, just add er, and after that it's very important to use than. That dog, so we're comparing that dog and my last dog. And my last dog. We're comparing like this. Silly. You say silly is adjective, but we want to make it comparative adjective, sillier, and then you can use than the other things you want to say, how differences and similarities.